Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to do a little bit of a practice round here at Cypress Wood. I'm not going to score it, but I'm going to throw multiple drives off the tee, probably multiple approaches, just to try to get some more practice and more experience with a change of form that I'm attempting. I've got multiple cues to try to keep in mind, but ultimately I'm going to try to keep the swing on a more flat, even plane. I've already warmed up, so now let's get to hole one. Okay, we've made it to hole one. As I've explained in my previous video, I'm trying to work on more of a hyzer tilt, more of a center of balance back here rather than over here. And I'm gonna slow things down with my three-step walk up. It's not gonna be a run up. And I'm gonna try to actually kind of focus on this like that. Wish me luck. I'm gonna need it. I'm also gonna try to lower the off arm if I can remember it, because this is part of my problem. When it comes out like that, that's what creates my balance problem, or one of the factors with it. That's certainly a good throw. Let's see if I can do one more, see if I can replicate that or something similar. That was my Centurion, here's my Hawkeye. Pretty much the same deal. Shoulder down and out, elbow up and out, off arm down. I do feel like I'm releasing a lot more on anhyzer. The practice throws that I did had a lot of anhyzer on them or late release, so I've got to get used to this change in form. Yeah, it's still late release. So yeah, I have to dial this in. So the Centurion here was not bad, but this Exodus actually was in the best position, even though that was not really the type of throw that I wanted to do. I'm gonna go throw from this one. Okay, I'm 130 feet out. Gonna try to throw with my Rhino here and just get close. Let me try that with the pig. I was actually trying to throw that way, not straight up and that way. Did it again. Early release. Okay, with all those throws, still managed to end up 20 plus feet away from the basket. So yeah, definitely when you're working on form, your throws and putts are gonna suffer, mainly because your throws are gonna be all over the place and you're probably gonna be farther from the basket to make that putt anyways. Okay, we've made it to the next hole. I wanna see if I can repeat some good performances. I like that one a lot. I love that one a lot. Late release like some of the others, but that's actually an ideal throw for this hole. I'm gonna do one more. Ooh, definitely late release, and I definitely brought the elbow down a touch, but I can't argue with where that throw ended. Although that Exodus landed there, so far the best throw has been this Hawkeye, which put me closest to the basket if obstructed. Okay, so I'm like 130 out from the basket, not per bush now, that's just per me. All right, I just want to get close. That was not the throw. Way too aggressive. I was trying to go outside, but that was a bad throw. And just being honest with you, this is the most frustrating part about disc golf, is any attempt to try to throw correctly, i.e. do any of the million cues that I have, ends up being a bad throw. If I just forget about everything and throw, I actually do better, but it's with terrible form. All right, I didn't bother to putt. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw.
Don't let it go in the
All right, that's one down. Let me see if I can grab another one. Try to throw it, make a little correction.
No. Colton, hush. Colton, come here.
Ah.
No. Come here.
That wasn't a good one either. Let me try one more throw. See if I can do a proper throw for once. That would be kind of cool. There we go. That one felt good. All right, let's go see what we got. Okay, we made it to 59 feet from the basket on my third throw. I did get the other two discs back. They're just over there on the edge of the water in the creek over there. Like that one. Not a great correction, went too high. I knew it as soon as I went out of my hand. Yeah, that's a better correction to get over it. I mean, if you're gonna go high, you wanna avoid the branch. Love it. Good bids. Okay, all four of those were tap ins, so I didn't even bother. If it's like 10 foot or less from the basket, I really don't care about putting. All right, I've got some discs lined up. I'm gonna throw flattish with a touch of hyzer, so the disc will go straight and hopefully fade. I'm actually fighting a little bit of a headwind here. Let's see how it plays out. Hawkeye. I did the same thing where I kind of pulled up side and hyzer, so that's not good. Trying to have the shoulder down and out, elbow up and out, off arm down. Try to coil more with the shoulders. Damn it, still too high. This is so frustrating. And the reason I'm doing this with discs out in a course is I want to actually see what these discs do. I don't like tech disc and throwing into a net when I'm working on a form always. I like to sometimes change it up. Same cues. Ton of hyzer, it's pretty much what I do. I brought my arm out, but hopefully I brought it in enough. Well, I made 4 throws, but one of them's got to be good. Okay, we've arrived at my best throw, which is that Valkyrie. I'm 130 feet away from the basket. We again try to use correct form to throw this disc. Try to throw with correct form, take 2. Point more that way, because I'm apparently early releasing. How accurate is that? All right, okay, 30 feet from the basket. This actually is where I'd like to practice putting, so I will actually putt at this time. Okay, so the battery died. I replaced it. I did get 2 out of 4, so I'm happy with that. Okay, let's see if I can get any throws to be good. That was a good throw, it just hit a tree. That was actually a great throw for me. Okay, out of 3 tries, 2 were, I would say, good, and this would be great. Well, for me, great, even though it's only like a 260-foot throw. 89 feet to the basket. I'm gonna try to get myself into good form before I throw. Wasn't exactly how I drew it up, but that is a tap in. Let me try a different disc. This is a little bit more stable, so I have to either decide to change the angle or change my direction. I'm gonna try to do that. That was actually a very good gamble. Okay, now for some bad news. I've arrived at my nemesis hole where I'm not really good at throwing through a gap. I'm gonna try to use better form. That was really good. I should cut my losses, but gonna throw again. Okay, well this ended up pretty good, both these throws. There's my first one with the Centurion, and there's the Hawkeye. I'm gonna practice putting from there. All right, good enough for government work. Had to move it a slight bit so I can get the camera and everything arranged, so it's not exactly, it's off by like a foot or two, you know, to the left. Pulling it to the right. Let me go that way and pull it to the right. Almost had it. I will say this is a pretty impressive grouping. It's one of the reasons why I actually go for a lot more putts now than I did maybe 2-3 years ago. It's because most of the time my putts don't end up too far away and I can usually get the comebackers. Okay, we've arrived at hole 7. This is my second nemesis hole. All I'm trying to do is throw an 80% or less effort throw to get it down the middle-ish, and it's okay if it fades a little bit. I normally try to throw a neutral mid-range like a Mako 3 or something, Chariot, whatever. Anyways, gonna get the Centurion. I'm just gonna try to go that way. That felt really good, even though that was a late release. I liked it. So let me see. I've got more leopards, leopard 3s and Centurions, so that's what I'm gonna practice with. Damn it, did the same thing. See, that's why you don't want to work on form while playing disc golf, because you never know what you're going to do. That's why I'm not scoring this round. Definitely high. So these are not throws I would typically do on this hole, but I'm practicing. Leopard 3, Glow Champion. That's a lot more like what I would want to throw on this hole. Last but not least, Metal Flake Glow Centurion. There we go. That is now officially the best throw I've ever made in this hole. Okay, best throw I've ever made in this hole, and I'm still 110 feet out per bush now. So, correct form, just throw it towards the basket. Early release, I mean, that's a 20-footer, so I can definitely make that putt, but that was not what I intended. Maybe this new throwing style is just gonna have early releases for a while, so I'm gonna point more that way, and we're gonna see what this does. Yep, definitely some early release issues on that, so to figure out why that happens. Okay, so that rhino was 15 feet away. I wasn't interested in trying to practice putt from that. Really, I'm just here to practice throwing with this new form, slightly improved form, I don't know. Just gonna try to get through that gap. You know, the problem is I'm working on some things, but other things are completely untouched. So I'm still throwing like that. I shouldn't be throwing like that, but I am. There we go. I tried bracing. And you know, when I played Texas Army Trail, Northside Church, Jones Creek, all those other courses, absolutely not thinking about form, just throwing and putting and dealing with the wind. This is so much harder. I know I'm not releasing at 10 o'clock, it's more like 11 o'clock. That's what it feels like. And I'm not complaining, I just don't know what to make of it. And yes, I'm pessimistic because I've been doing this for 4 years. You know, the camera stuff and playing and not throwing well, that I've been doing for 6 years. There we go, that was probably the best of the throws for whatever reason, for whatever happened there. Okay, 3 of the 5 discs ended up here. My Centurion, Leopard 3, and Metal Flake Centurion. I'm just gonna go from this Metal Flake one just because it's the best lie. Okay, this is my best lie, and I'm still 170 feet away from the tree that's in front of the basket. So I'm actually gonna be throwing 180 feet just to get close to the basket, which is my max distance right now with putters, about 200 feet if I do everything right, which at standstill I can't do. See, look at that. Tried focusing on good form, and what did I do? Late released. Gonna do the same thing because I don't learn. Did the same thing. It's not remotely what I wanted to do. Same thing, Champion Rock X3. Well, third time's the charm. So at a minimum, I would have bogeyed this hole, but it's nice to have at least one throw go according to plan. So that's basically it. That's why you're not going to see videos like this in the future. Any type of form work or throwing training that I do, I'm simply going to do in the privacy of my home. I'll record it and take notes for myself, but the bottom line is you're only going to see me playing disc golf videos from now on, because the form work videos, they're just not, they're not fun. Form work is not fun. And I'll only do it because I want to try to get better. And you kind of know why I'm having the frustration I am. That, my friends, is freaking good. If I can keep doing that, that'll be great. I don't know how much my form has changed at all in doing that, but kind of doesn't matter, does it? At least not right now. Maybe in the future. Too much hyzer. That first one was money. If I could just do that more often, that would be great. Let's get on that. It's really good. I'm not complaining about it. I'm not complaining about any of the throws I've just done. Just trying to grapple with the feeling that everything has. Trying to keep the arm down, shoulder down and out, elbow up and out. Coil with the shoulder. Did not mean to yell, sorry. I would have lowered the volume of that in post, but I know I pegged that audio. Felt like I had a good rip, but I know my elbow came down, and that's the problem I have. Is I throw, the elbow comes down, and I end up throwing like that, and that is what produces the wobble when you do that. Okay, so we see a string of decent throws to good throws to great throws in my experience, but none of them are as good as this, which is probably the farthest I've ever thrown. So I'm happy to see some of these formwork changes maybe meaning a difference here, but unfortunately I won't know that until Thursday night when I edit this video. So it's going to be 2 days of me not knowing. So I have actually had throws about this far before. I'm 188 feet to the basket. It's not often that I have less than 200 to the basket, so this is among the best, if not the best throws. Got my Mako 3, 188 to the basket. I'm going to go for a straightish throw. Go figure. Is anyone really surprised by that? Not me. Let's try this again. And just so you know, I'm oriented towards the basket, so for me to hit that tree was a late release. I'm trying to throw flattish and let my natural amount of wobble make it less stable initially, then have it fade. That's very much like it. I'll take it, because what choice do I have? Would you believe this went according to plan and I still have 23 feet to the basket? It's actually pretty good. I wish that would have been my first throw. Putting practice. All right, well, that is going to do it. Thank y'all for watching. Sorry for the rant the way it is. A lot of you who watch the channel know that this was probably going to happen one day or the other. Just happened to be today. So yeah, I'm not feeling bad about my game. I'm just feeling bad about Formwork. I haven't given up on it. I just am a little sour on it. I'll still be doing net work at the house. I'll still be doing field work, but not producing YouTube content around it. And I'm going to give these tips a shot. I have to say thank you to Austin Jordan for recently doing local coaching with me. I really appreciate it. I did actually see some improvements on some things based on some of the things you were saying and I was saying, so that's good. And I also want to thank Owen from Trebuchet Disc Golf. He was the first person online who finally got me, understood my problems, and came up with ideas to tackle it. So I owe a lot to Owen. Thank you to Scott Stokely as well. I did learn a lot through your training program, even though I hit a wall in it that couldn't be fixed by the trainers or myself. It's my fault, not theirs. And, you know, that is how it is. And thank you, Drew Nguyen, and Matt Brajas for also looking at my form a couple years ago, because that also started things off, putting me in the right direction. And last but not least, I want to say thank you to Mike. He was the first person to actually work with me on form before I ever got coached. He was just a guy that, you know, became a friend, played a lot of disc golf with me, with us, and, you know, genuinely tried helping me and gave me a lot of good ideas to run with in the very beginning. But yeah, that's going to do it. So sorry for this lengthy video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you want better content than this. I assure you it will be. Have a great day.